What up, y'all? It's Malik. Soaring stands the brand. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into this. All right, let me stop being. Let me stop playing. Um, I wanted to talk about this because I never forget where I come from, and you shouldn't forget where you come from. Just because you got God, or you're on the road to getting God. Whoever's watching this, don't forget where you come from, man. Don't get too holier than thou now. Don't get too holier than thou now. You know, humbleness, authenticity. Don't get too don't get too on your high horse thinking you somebody or something just because you got God now. Hey man, hey, you better be humble, man. Never forget where you come from, man. Let me stop playing. Never forget where you come from, man. I come from hospitals and surgeries, bro. You know how some people they come from the streets or they come from the trenches or man, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't come from the trenches. Now I lived in the if you want to call it, I lived in the ghetto, but I lived in the hood. But I never came from the trenches. I never came from the trenches at all, bro. My story different. My story different. Now, if you want to hear my story, watch it through. Watch this message through. If you don't, you can click off if you want. It's up to you. But this is my story, right? I didn't come from the trenches I didn't come from the trenches like most people do. I didn't come from the trenches, bro. I wasn't deep in the trenches. No. I came from hospitals and surgeries, bro. That was my upbringing. You might ask, everybody was in the hospitals. Everybody had surgeries. No. I had abundant amount of surgeries, bro. Like it was just so much. I come from hospitals and surgeries, bro. I literally come from hospitals and surgeries. I come from hospitals and surgeries so much, bro, that I have literal scars all over my body, bro. I have scars all over my body from right here on my from right here on my stomach to my chest. I have scars on my legs, on my foot, bro. I've been through it. Oh man, I came from hospitals and surgeries for real, bro. And it's crazy because you never really hear people talk about everybody. You notice this? Everybody wants to come from the trenches. Everybody wants to come from the hood. Everybody wants to come from deep in the trenches, bro. Everybody wants to come from the struggle. Of course, I struggled a lot coming up. Of course, I was in the hood or the ghetto, whatever you want to call it. But I didn't come from the trenches. I didn't come from any of that. It's crazy because everybody wants to be hood. Everybody wants to come from the trenches because it's hot or it's popular. I didn't come from none of that. I came from the hospital, surgeries, me trying to escape the pain, bro. I came from that. My upbringing was really that. Now, I lived around hood people my whole entire life, of course, but I didn't come from them. You know, I was in the hospitals going through surgeries, having surgeries back to back, having the different things I was going through. I was going through real major surgeries back to back. Well, I had Botox surgeries to release my muscles from being so tight. So tight. My muscles was like this. If I could put it into a visual representation, my muscles was like this. I don't know how hard I could do it, but it was like that. In my legs, of course. It was like that. But when they put the Botox shots in the muscles, it would do this for a sec. I'm gonna be honest, it did this for a sec because they constantly gave me shots. It did this. It just how do you explain it? It released a little bit, but then went right back to this. So they will constantly give me Botox shots, and it went from this to back to this in a couple months or a year or so. And they did that almost a couple times. They gave me a bunch of Botox shots, and the next day I wouldn't even have to go to school because It's Botox shots, it's Botox shots, So they gave me that consecutively in my muscles on my legs to release the muscles because before I had the surgery of me walking, before I had the surgery of them putting rods in my legs and stuff. What was I gonna say? Damn, what was I gonna say? It's like I don't. What I lost train of thought, but yeah, they just gave me the Botox shots to release him. Oh, before I went into them surgeries, right? I used to walk so crazy, bro. Like my walking was ridiculous. And it was crazy because I remember people used to pray for me. People used to pray for me when I was in let's say I'll go to McDonald's, and this is when I was really young. Excuse me. I would go to McDonald's with my mom or something. We would eat inside or something. After we would go to some place, we would just eat inside. You know those moments where when you're young, your parents take you to certain places to eat, and just to be a kid. So I would just go and we would eat at McDonald's, and then there would be like somebody who's a godly person. And I remember this godly woman walking up, and she was like, "Oh, can I pray for you?" Because they will see how I walk. You know how it's crazy because that made me feel some type of way. And I'm not saying the prayer, but it will make me feel some type of way because you're only praying because you see me walking crazy, and you will be like, "Oh, bless his heart." You know how that make me feel, bro? Like it's not the prayer itself. Nah, the prayer was beautiful. It's not the prayer. It's just the fact that you see me walking a certain way, and that activates you to want to pray. Cause it's like, hey, bro, we all got our flaws. We all got our differences. So when they used to pray for me, it really made me feel some type of way because I'm like, dude, is this really something wrong with me that you have to really just pray? And it will make me feel some type of way, bro. It would actually make me feel some type of way because if y'all don't understand, right, why I'm saying that, because all my life, bro, all my life, people treated me like I was less than. People treated me like I was slow or something. People treated me like, oh, because I'm walking this way, he must be, something must be wrong up here. But it's no, bro. It's no, no. And I've got so much people who treated me like that. So even though it was a prayer, it's the fact that, bro, you really have to stop everything you doing because you saw somebody walking so crazy that you had to take time out of your day to pray. It made me feel some type of way, bro. I'm just being honest, like, cause I was looked down upon so much, bro. Like, God, my witness. God is my witness, bro. I was looked down, bro. When people see me walking, bro, they would just look at me, bro. Like, bro, I was treated like I was less than, bro. I was treated like y'all don't know that pain, bro. Y'all don't know that pain, bro. Y'all don't know that pain when people look down on you like you some freak because you walk in a certain type of way that you have no control over. It's just that's how God created me. So people would look at me, and some people would pray for me. Some people would just look and be like, I know they just feel bad, but you shouldn't feel bad, my nigga. That's just how God created me to be. And some people would look down upon me, right? Some people look down upon me, and I know, bro, they looking down on me because I'm walking a certain way, or just, it's just people treating me less than people still treat me like I'm like slow or dingy, bro. Like, no, bro, no, no, bro. If I was slow, I wouldn't even make these messages, bro. I wouldn't have the Holy Spirit wouldn't have used me so much to make these messages if I was slow. Come on, bro. People. I'm just saying my story. I'm not saying. I'm just saying my story. You know, it's like, yo, like even to this day, bro, people still treat me like they see me walking a certain way, so they start treating me like I'm like like really dumb in the head, bro. They really treat me like I'm really dumb in the head. You know, I'm just being honest. You know, now I love when some people treat me like that. It's like a bittersweet thing because they would never expect me to do a certain thing. I like surprising people, but at the other end, it really gets to me because it's like, why are you treating me like that, bro? Because you see me walking a certain way. That's that. That's the ableism. If am I saying it right? I think I'm saying that right. Where people treat you a certain type of way. You know, I forgot what the word means, but it's crazy because I'll be forgetting what the word means. Um, yeah, man, it's like people really treating me like I was less than, bro. Like people still do, bro. You think it stopped? Oh, people still do, bro. You know, people still do. People still treat me because they see me walking a certain type of way. They'll treat me like I'm like just dumb, bro. And no, bro. It's just that God created me where I have walking problems, but He didn't create me where I have brain problems. Bro, I'm multi-talented, bro. I'm multi-talented. I could write stories. I could write poetry. I could do spiritual art. I could do so much. I ain't slow, bro. Man, y'all don't know the pain, bro. Y'all really don't know the pain. But I really come from hospitals. I really come from spending most of my life in hospitals. I really come from where I spent most of my life in surgeries, bro. You think the surgeries stop? Oh, the surgeries didn't stop at all. It didn't stop. You know, I still have body problems. I still have body problems. Just a year ago or so, I had heart problems. I continuously have body problems, bro. Seriously. So, what I'm trying to say is, I come from hospitals. I come from surgeries. I come from where the pain is sometimes too much to bear. And I'm going to say this. You know how people say God want to give you too much for you. God want to give too much for you. Something. What's that word again? God want to give you too much so you wouldn't bear or something like that. If I'm saying it right, right? But God gave me so much where I couldn't bear. I'm going to be honest. God gave me so much pain where I couldn't even bear, bro. I'm going to be honest. I remember when I had surgery on my legs, bro. Yo, the pain was so much. And when I talk about my surgeries in the hospital, I don't want sympathy from y'all. This is just my story. I'm just saying my story simply. I don't want no sympathy. I don't want no, oh, bless his heart. Man, keep that. Keep that. I'm just saying my story, right? I remember one time where I had a big surgery in 2011 on my both of my legs, right? Bro, the pain was so much. The pain was so much, bro. The pain, if you want to know what the pain was, it was, you know how they say 1 out of 10? Dog, that shit was 20. That shit was 20 out of 10, bro. Excuse me from cussing, but that thing was 20 out of 10, bro. Or 30. Bro, the pain was so unbearable. And I'm not being dramatic or anything at all. Heck no. The pain was so dramatic. The pain was so much. They had to give me epidural in my back, bro, my lower back, just to numb the pain, bro. The pain was so much. Um, y'all, I really come from surgeries and hospitals, bro. They put 2 rods in my legs. I have 2 rods in both of my legs, my nigga. I have 2 rods. The pain was so much they put an epidural needle in my back and gave me. It just really just helped, bro. The pain, yo. I really come from surgeries and hospitals. Y'all just seeing now the rest period. Y'all seeing the rest period. Y'all seeing where I finally most likely came out of that. And now I'm just talking about God. And bro, I really come from pain, bro. I really come from pain. You think my life was easy for God? Oh, I really come from pain. I really come from pain. Y'all want to know why also? Why I got so much? Why humbly I got a lot of anointing? Y'all want to know why? It's the pain, bro. It's the pain, bro. I can't make this up. It's the pain. Y'all want to know why I got? Y'all don't want to know why God anointed me a lot? It's because of the pain, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and give y'all a dream. I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like I'm holier than thou. Nah. All the pain that I went through in my life, I went through it, and I'm anointed. You know, all that pain made me anointed, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I went through so much pain, bro, and that stuff anointed me, bro. God seen all that I went through, and I went through a lot in the world. And when I came into the kingdom, I still was going through surgeries, boy. Ooh, I still was going through surgeries. My pain makes me anointed, bro. All the pain that I endured, bro. So much pain, they put an epidural in my back. Oh, come on, bro. I went through a lot of pain, bro. And I'm like I said, I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking to bring my image to, bro. I don't care about my image, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest and humble. It's the pain that drives the anointing. It's the pain that made me anointed. You know, it's like God used the pain to make me anointed. And then, what do you call it? What you might call it, right? Excuse me. Give me a sec. I have scars right here too. I have two scars on my chest. One going down right here, and then one going like this. Cause I had a G tube. Cause I didn't eat much when I was younger, so they gave me a G tube. In the G tube, it's like milk goes through a tube and then goes directly to my stomach, right? And then this one I have on my chest, not on my chest, but near my stomach area. Um, that was because I threw up so much when I was a baby, bruh. I threw up so much when I was a baby, bro. You would think I'm a grown ass man the way I'm throwing up as a baby, and that is not normal. That was not normal. I was throwing up like a grown man when I was a baby. So I threw up so much. I threw up so much milk that my parents gave me when I was a baby that they decided to put me on the G tube because every time they fed me, I'll throw it up. And that was the effects of me, I guess, being born 7 months and me being born with cerebral palsy and all of that, where it just messed up everything. I couldn't even eat right as a baby. I had I had gone through so much, bro. I gone through so much, so it's just like, man, this stuff is like crazy, bro. Yeah, like I had really, before I even reached where I'm at now with God, I went through so much, bro. So much. And so much pain, so much tribulation, so much surgeries, so much hospital visits. I really come from that stuff, bro. And that's no lie. I really come from that stuff, man. Like, that, I say it to this day. The hospital is my second home, bro. The hospital is my second home, bro. I'm so used to the hospital, bro. The hospital is my second home, bro. You know how certain people scared of the hospitals and the needles and all? Man, I ain't scared of none of that, bro. It's like my second home. Now, I'm still nervous when I go into surgeries because it's a nerve wracking thing. Who wouldn't be nervous? But at the end of the day, I'm not scared. I am nervous though when I go into surgeries. If I have to, if I have to go into surgeries, I'm still nervous. I'm still shaking. I'm still visibly distressed. But to be scared, like truthfully, fearfully scared, no. Mm-mm. Nervous, yeah, but scared, no. Anxiety filled, yes. But yeah, I could really come from hospitals and surgeries, man. And people, before the surgery of my legs, right? People look down on me crazy, and they still do. When I walk to the store, when I walk to the store, guys, So much people be looking at me from the cars, man. I'd be that's bruh. So much people be looking at me. I had an instance where a kid, right? Like kids was looking at me and they would ask me why I walk like that. I'm like, bro, I was born like this, bro. And it would just be like random kids playing in the yard or something, and I'm passing by to go to the store or something. You know, on the sidewalk, I'm passing by, and they would see me and they would just stand and watch. I'm like, yo, kids are so innocent, but it's like, dude, it makes me self conscious when people stare. Not just kids, but like grown adults passing and all that. I'm like, dog, why y'all staring, man? But yeah, I really come from hospitals and surgeries. I don't want no empathy. Don't give me no empathy, bro. That's just disrespectful. I don't want no empathy. I don't want no sympathy. I'm just saying my story, bro. This is where I come from, bro. I come from this stuff, man. And after I'll come home from hospital visits and surgeries, I would try my best to escape pain through playing video games. I would play a lot of video games when I was growing up. When I was growing up, I used to play a lot of video games to escape the pain, to escape the feeling of always being in the hospitals and surgeries. And video games was a tremendous help when I was going through surgeries and pain in hospitals and stuff. Video games will help me. And it's crazy. I still play video games to this day, but I don't like when I was younger. I used to spend hours on it, but now it's just an hour or so, and boom, I gotta do work. You know, I gotta do the videos, or I gotta write the book, or it's just whatever I'm doing to work. Um, yeah, man. It's just like I really come from hospitals. I really come from surgeries, bro. Like this is the way I was brought up, man. I was brought up into that stuff. That's where I came from. I came from that stuff, man. I came from hospitals and surgeries, man. That's where I came from. I don't forget where I come from. I don't forget where I come from at all, man. Like that's where I came from. I'm encouraging y'all to never how you could go so high in your walk with God. You could always elevate and keep going to higher levels, but never forget where you come from. Never forget where you come from. Always have that in your heart. Always have that in the back of your mind. Never forget where you come from. You could become damn near famous. You could become famous, or you could go high, so high in your walk with God where it's like you're blessed, you're favored, you're anointed, but never forget where you come from. Never forget that. Always be humble. Always be authentic. Never forget where you come from. I come from hospitals and surgeries, and I still remember those things to this day, and I still go through it. For real. For real, man. Like I said, people still look down on me to this day. People still think I'm slow because the way I'm walking. Hey, it's they lost, man. It's they lost. That's why you should never judge a person by you should never judge a person's book. How do we even say it? You should never judge a person by the cover, man. You should never judge him. Don't judge him, man. I'm trying to tell you. I don't even say it right. Who cares, bro? Who fucking cares, bro? I'm just being honest, man. Never judge a book by its cover, bro. Seriously, because you never know what their strengths are. You never know. You might think, oh, they walking crazy. Oh, they doing this. But God might have given them a gift where they'll make you look dumb. I'm not gonna lie to you. They might lack something. You might see they lacking something, like in their walking or whatever. But never judge them. Never judge a book by its cover, because they might have a gift where, I'm just telling you, they might have a mind on them. They might have a wisdom on them. You never know. God would use literally anybody. Anybody that you're looking down upon, God might use that person. God might be using that person to shame the wise or shame the strong. So you never know who God will use to make you look dumb. I'm not gonna lie. You never know. God might use somebody that you never even thought of. Trying to tell you. But it's Malik. Strong Range stands as the brand, man. I come from hospitals and surgeries. Never forget where you come from, guys. Always remember where you come from. Never forget where you come from. But it's Malik. Strong Range stands as the brand. Y'all check out my website. I got short stories on there. I got audio messages on there. I got what did I say? Poetic album, isolated icon on there. I got a book coming. We cooking. We cooking. Peace.